someone was sitting there. Yeah. No, you're fine. I got it. This one?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I mean, that's what's here. That's where he was given. So, I mean,
I'll slide in. I always, when I get my shot, I always make sure
For somebody on our team.
Okay.
Also, my
this one's okay.
this one could go a lot higher. That's that one. I can shoot like 3,200. We just have to make sure everybody is getting around. I mean, but for the moment that I run it, I don't know. You'll see when you start looking, but great cameras. You can also drop to the food drink somewhere. Yes. Okay. I look ridiculous, man. You do look ridiculous.
I want challenges. I want to push myself.
Paul facing his first taste of adversity.
I'm entering into a different territory, a different level of opponents.
I think tonight he is proving he is a fighter.
What Jake is doing is remarkable. This is a full-time profession for Jake, his #1 pursuit.
I'm not doing this to prove people wrong. I'm doing this to prove myself right.
This is a massive escalation. It's Anderson Silva, and he really does still have it.
Every fight critic said that I wouldn't take this fight, and if I did, I would lose to Silva.
Jake Paul would break the hearts of every MMA fan on earth if he ends up beating Anderson Silva.
People should be scared. Everyone is a target.
The kid's an outlier. He's the problem child. He goes against the grain.
My biggest fear is losing. That's what drives me every single day.
Well. Here we are. Look at this. At the press conference for the fight we were told would never happen. For the risk we were told Jake Paul would never take. This is the first step of many, first step on the journey to October 29th. Let's introduce our main event. Please welcome first to the stage the favorite, Anderson the Spider Silva. And his opponent, the underdog for the first time, the problem child, Jake Paul.
Crazy overseas. I've been in the car, I've been in the top, I've been in the Jeep, I've been in the crown, in the Mercury.
Oh, you can feel that, can't you? Things are different. Things are different when they get face to face. Now, guys, let me get a little bit of business out of the way. Showtime, pay-per-view, and most valuable promotions present Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. This will be Saturday, October 29th at the Gila River Arena. Guys, that's in Glendale, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix. Tickets will go on sale Wednesday, September 14th via Ticketmaster.com. Paul versus Silva pits international superstar and serial risk taker Jake the Problem Child Paul. He's going to be taking on UFC legend and professional boxer Anderson the Spider Silva. Yeah, serial risk taker. That's actually pretty cool.
That's a new one. I've never heard serial risk taker.
Yeah, whoever wrote that, I agree with you. That's a great line. But guys, I got to tell you this bout. Many people are asking this. It's going to be contested over 8 rounds. We're going to do a catch weight of 187 pounds. The event will be available via pay-per-view on cable and satellite and streaming in the Showtime app via Showtime, PPV.com, and internationally on Fight TV. I'd also like to announce that Anderson Silva, teenage boxing sensation, will be he's going to be making his Showtime PPV debut on this undercard, undefeated, 7 wins, no losses, all by knockout. He's MVP's first boxing prospect signed to a contract. I'd like to welcome Anderson Silva. All right. I've got that out of the way, back down to us. I got to tell you guys, I was told this fight would never happen. You know, there's a reason when people get married, they come out and do it in public. The vow is something different. You want to sign a vow contract, you want to slip that out to the internet, that's one thing. You want to come face to face on a stage, you want to tell another man, I will see you on October 29th. You want to tell him the agreed upon weight class and we're going to meet under the Queensberry rules. It's a whole other thing. I got to tell you, when this fight got announced, it was a 2-1 favorite for Jake Paul. Within 24 hours, that switched to a 2-1 favorite for Anderson Silva, which means you guys truly don't know. I think it speaks to the contest that we have here. And Anderson, if I may start with you. It seems throughout your career, and I've followed it very closely, it seems as though you follow a martial arts code to make sure that you don't call somebody out. You don't ruffle feathers as a way of getting a fight. You buckle down and you train. But this must be the opportunity that you were hoping for.
Well, every single time I'm enjoying my life and try to do my best in everything I do in my life. You know, especially because I love my job. This sport, martial arts and combat sports, is part of me. And when I have the opportunity to show you my respect and how much I love fighting, I'm completely excited, you know. And today is so amazing, you know. I'm so excited.
All right, and Jake, I got to say to you, you made a lot of headlines, you sold a lot of tickets and filled up some arenas, but the fun is over. You don't play games with Anderson Silva.
Correct. Except I'm about to. Hey, the fun was over day one of boxing, okay? The fun was over on day one of boxing. I signed up for the hardest sport in the world, and I love it. That's what I'm built for, and I love a challenge. You know, I grew up idolizing this guy. For me, this is even surreal that I'm like sitting here. I have to take a moment to be like, wait a second, is this real? All the cameras. I was sitting on a couch watching this guy as a kid, and here we are. I love the challenge. This is my toughest fight yet, and I'm prepared.
Anderson, you've got a star here. You're going to have a full arena. You are going to be the main event, but none of those things are new. You do have an opponent who's being respectful. He's not getting under your skin. Is that a tactic, and are you prepared for it?
Absolutely. I think, first of all, guys, everybody needs to respect this guy here. Why? Because it's opening the door for everybody to think about something new, you know. And I'm so excited, you know, I'm so excited, I'm so happy to be here, especially because many years ago, how many years ago you come with your brother and I take picture with you? You know, it's insane. You know, I'm fight a lot in my entire life, and I'm here again. And you know, it's the new generation, and I continue here. I'm so happy, you know, and that's the proof everybody can do everything in your life when you believe in yourself, when you have passion, when you love, you know, and I'm so happy to be here.
You know, Jake, breaking in to a community, in this case, combat sports and specifically boxing, you've got to go through superstars. You've got to go through guys that you look up to. But you're also going to need motivation. You also have a history of having some fun, of getting a back and forth going. That doesn't appear to be the case. Are you in the right headspace to prepare for this fighter?
100%. It all has to do with my previous opponents all being dickheads. Anderson Silva is the nicest guy in the world, and we love him. If my opponent is a dickhead, I'm going to treat him like a dickhead and beat his fucking ass. And I think people have seen that side of me. But I respect this man. I'm still going to knock him out, but I respect him. But respectfully knock him out.
Maybe not. So it's fine. You know, I like that because, the energy involved in this fight is so amazing. A lot of people think about, Anderson, you crazy. Why do you do that? And I say, that's a good challenge for me. Because Gabriel and Eliezer and my son Khalil beat me every day in the boxing training, little Nico too. And I say, I can't do that. I think I can do that, But everybody needs you watching this fight because the people go see the different Anderson and the different Jake Paul, for sure.
Anderson, I know in just a moment when you open this up to the audience, I'm going to have to hear about your age, which is going to annoy me, but let me get in front of it right now. Does your age matter? Does he have an advantage with his youth?
I mean, I think the age is only the numbers, and I continue training hard every day, and my last sparring is crazy. Eliezer knocked me out 3 times, and I say, bro, I don't go fight with you. And I say, I know, but I need to beat you. The coach say I need to beat you. I say, okay, all right, and let's go the next round. I go kick you and put in the ground.
Jake, to beat him, you're going to have to hit him. And many other opponents have been afraid to engage. They get in front of him. They see the movements. They lock up and pause. Are these lights going to be too bright? And how do you know for sure?
Nah, I'm built for this, and sparring world champions in the gym, getting ready for Anderson. Obviously, he's a southpaw. My first time going up against a southpaw. But I love this shit, man. I truly feel like I was put on earth and destined to box. This would be my biggest stage yet and my biggest test yet. But I'm a young man, and I'm excited to get this experience under my belt because the fights are just going to keep on getting bigger. This is just the start.
And Jake, this is a personal question, but I really have always wanted to ask you this. Where do you find the time? I mean, you've got to be getting in the gym a couple of times a day, whether that's road work and then another one in the gym. It still requires 2 times a day. I see you what I feel like 24 hours. I know what you're doing, whether social media, when do you have time to get in the gym? And how many years has this actually been going on? And feel free to include your brother. I'm sure it was a family thing, but when did you guys actually start preparing?
Yeah, I think about 4 years ago. Only been preparing as a pro really for less than 3 years. I made my pro debut less than 3 years ago. But time management is crucial. I have the best assistant in the world. Shout out to Marcos. He's a pivotal part of this 30-person team. We have the best coaches, best nutrition, and we just work hard, man. That's been the key to my success and the key to my brother's success is just non-stop work every single day, showing up and being present, And to be honest, man, I'm addicted to this shit. So no matter how hard I have to work, this is what I do. I think most boxers, after they're done boxing, they go play video games or do some shit. I'm working on my brand, working on content, working on venture capital, working on better, download better, and that's how I live my life.
And Jake, there appears to be, again, from me, and I'm a fan at heart, whether I get to stand up here with you guys or not, it appears to me that you want to be welcomed by a community. It appears to me that you feel as though you were resisted. This guy wasn't young enough. This guy wasn't experienced enough. That's over now. There is no question and there is no headlines. There is no narrative when you step in there with Anderson Silva. You are the underdog for the first time in your career, but boy, it's close. 2-1 might sound like a lot. I saw fights go off 3 days ago that were 6-1. I saw one that was getting ready to be 12-1. I feel as though you are getting your respect in many ways, but this is the match. This is going to need the performance. Do you disagree?
Yeah, no, this is it. This is make or break moment. And I know I have someone who just beat a former world champion boxer in front of me. I don't take him lightly at all. He's the GOAT of striking. He's the GOAT of MMA. And like you said, no one thought I'd take this fight. Even Dana White did not think I would take this fight. And Dana, I know you're watching, bro. You still owe me $1 million from when you bet against me on Ben Askren. But I want you to come out of hiding, stop being a bitch, and make a bet against me and Anderson, and actually pay up this time. Because you didn't think I would take this fight. So let's make a bet. Let's put $1 million. Let's put $2 million. Let's put $5 million on it. But I bet you won't, Dana, because you're a bitch.
Well, Anderson, I was not planning to invoke Dana White. However, he did make a statement about your opponent. He said your opponent won't face you. He said your opponent is not good enough to face you. He said that you're the greatest combat sports athlete of all time, and that conversation needs to be revisited. But Anderson, if you go into anything with too much confidence, it is a problem. How are you viewing the fight, the opportunity, what it could mean for the future of your boxing career to be in there with somebody who is a bona fide superstar in Jake Paul?
Well, yeah,
I threw a few. Let's start with the Dana question, as a matter of fact. Let's start with that, huh? He still believes in you. It's got to mean something.
I mean, I have my personal opinion about Dana White, and I prefer don't say nothing about Dana because Dana is Dana, But in the time I'm fighting UFC, I do my best. I broke my leg, I broke my hips. I have the amazing stories inside UFC. I fight with these legend guys 2 times, and is the first man to beat me 5 rounds, completely destroy my mind. And thank you God, I'm here to talk about that today and fight with Jake Paul, But boxing in my life is very special because I grew up watching a lot of boxing. I training with the Brazilian team, and I come to the sport to show my respect, for showing my respect for a lot of boxers and the professional fighters doing something special for us, and I'm so happy to be here and continue to do my job. I'm 47. And continue here, continue to do my job, continue doing something I love, I'm so happy.
And guys, let me speak directly to you. We are a community. This is the fight that we wanted. This is the fight that we told Jake Paul he did not have the courage to take. This is the fight that Dana White said would not be paid. Now, I only bring that to you because if we're going to try to get ahead of this thing to take away from a potential glorious moment by Jake Paul, people talk about age. Now, maybe I'm a veteran. Maybe there's some personal to this that I will admit. But I watched him put a belt around Tyson Fury about 3 months ago. It was beautiful. I watched him put a belt around Anderson Silva in 2008. And those belts don't lose any rust. And I've never fully understood the difference. Once a champion, always a champion. And when we talk about a fighter that fights older in his career, those examples are with somebody who removed themselves from the sport. Those are examples of somebody coming back. They let their body go. They got back in the gym. They spent a couple of months. This man has never left the sport. This man's as good as you've been told. And those belts don't have rust on them. And the other side of the coin is if a young man whose experience I can count on one hand can go out there and get the jump on him. In all fairness, guys, we've got to give him his due. Now, the first question from the audience, please.
Any questions? State your name.
Radio Raw here. Jake, when you started boxing, the UFC fighters, MMA fighters dismissed you. You were a troll. It seemed like this is a community would never accept you. Having taken this Anderson Silva fight, do you feel accepted now by the MMA and UFC community? Does that matter to you?
I don't give a fuck. I played them like a fiddle. Got them watching, got them intrigued. Now they're in my hip pocket. So I'm winning at my own game, and they're all a part of a major plan.
And Anderson, Jake has said he wants to be a boxing world champion. His goals are well stated. You've accomplished everything you possibly could in the combat sports. What brings you here? What is it that motivates you to get a win and continue fighting at 47?
First of all, my motivation is because I love it. I love my job. I love combat sports. The second one, I have 5 kids. And I come grandpa too. And one more thing, I love challenge. I challenge my entire life. And every single time when people ask me why I do this, I say one thing. Doing something you love, doing something you have a passion inside. You have this, you have successful. Doesn't matter how much you working hard, you have successful.
Questions?
Question for the legend, Anderson Silva. It was a year ago you knocked out Tito Ortiz. How much training have you been doing inside the boxing ring, and what does this training camp look like for the legend, Anderson the Spider Silva?
Well, I train every day. I don't stop training. My coach here, Coach Sergio and Coach Dora. Coach Dora is calm, but Coach Nico never stopped me. And come at 6 a.m. in my house with Eliezer and little Nico and put me to run. And they say, Coach, I'm an old man. I can't run. Of course you can run. Go. And I run and back and training and I, keep working. And because that's my life. That's my life. That's I need you pass for new generation. Do your best. Doesn't matter. You do it. Do your best. Best you can.
Question for Jake. He's a respectful man. You have a great demeanor up there on stage. Is there any side bets that you're willing to take with this guy leading up to the fight?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you beat me, I'll get a spider tattoo.
No, stop. No. You don't need to put the spike tattoo. I know you're my fan. Don't worry. I'm your fan too. I'm a big fan, But I hate tattoos, bro. I hate it. I don't have tattoos. My kids have tattoos. I say, why are you putting that? Dad, you need to put it one. And I say, no. Don't, stop.
All right, I'll come up with a different bet. That doesn't have to do with tattoos. We'll see you fight me with that bet. I'm not thinking of it.
Next question.
Right here up front. Marcus Hayes, FightHype TV. My first question is for Anderson. Anderson, we've seen you in just about every scenario in fighting. We watched you fight against Chavez Jr. a couple months ago. You looked outstanding. Was there ever any part of you that wanted to be a pro boxer?
Well, I think I do everything I can do in my life, my professional life. I fight Muay Thai, I fight kickboxing, full contact, MMA, and I fight boxing too. I think now it's time to enjoy the challenge. I have a different opinion about boxing because for the level to come and be amazing champion, you need to train different. I train hard, but that's not my goal. I do my part in this sport and I continue to, but I'm not young man anymore and I can't fight in the level with Canelo or, this guy is amazing in boxing, But I continue to prove my respect and do my respect for boxing.
Next question is for Jake. Jake, we've seen you step up time and time again. When the Rockman fight fell out, is this immediately the first fight that you thought of?
Yeah, 100%, and I'm so excited because now I have an opponent who's a real professional, who will make weight, who will actually show up in the ring, and I don't have to worry about doing a whole training camp for no reason. So this is lovely. He's not scared, he's not a bitch like Tommy. So he's going to actually get into the ring. That's exciting, and as soon as Hassim canceled. I wanted to fight a pro boxer so that the dumbass back here was saying, "Photo pro boxer." Like, yeah, it's like his IQ's like 5. So I've tried fighting a pro boxer, but they won't fucking get into the ring with me. So this fight was supposed to be after Tommy Fury or Hassim. We were like, all right, they don't want to fight me. Fuck it, let's just go right to it.
G'day, Jake. I've got a question for you, Jake. Yeah. I was going to say, hello from Australia, mate. Boxing Deep Dive, Tassie Brown. Just wanted to first of all congratulate you and your brother for all the eyes that brought on the sport of boxing. So, being the next fighter, you brought so much attention to the sport, mate. I'm a massive fan of you and your brother. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, and I want to say next, so Anderson's such an awkward fighter. Your preparation, you learn each fight, each training camp, you're getting better, and you can see that in your results. What sort of sparring are you going to be looking at to sort of prepare for a guy like Anderson, who's not he's very, very awkward fighter?
Yeah, look, I mean, he is and he isn't. I think on the inside he gets a little shifty, but we have a ton of sparring partners who are emulating, his style. And I think, it's my first time going up against a southpaw, which would be very interesting. But that's also an advantage because he doesn't have any footage to watch of me going up against a southpaw, so he doesn't know what I'm going to do. So we both have an advantage here, but have world champions sparring in the gym every single week at a very high level, and we're prepared.
Just keep that front foot on the outside, mate. Trust me, okay?
Yeah.
For Anderson, mate, such an honour to be in your presence. You're a legend, mate, and very, very respected in Australia. You love down there, mate. You've always, been known as the boxer, obviously, as well. Like there was talks about Roy Jones Jr. How come you didn't sort of go there a bit earlier in your career, or just obviously now you just focus solely on boxing? So it didn't happen early in your career because there was talks that you could have switched over earlier.
Well, it's a good challenge for me, and I train in boxing because I love it, and I have a lot of partners to help me, Hobson and Eliezer, my son Gabriel, my son Khalil, and a couple Brazilian champions, Olympic champions come to help me. And I'm so excited because every single time when I go to train with these guys, I feel I can do anything, and I feel happy, and I feel completely I enjoy because I know I train with the young kids, champion in the world, and I can do my best I can. And I don't have nothing to prove for nobody except one thing: just do my best every day and enjoy. And that's why I'm here today.
Thank you. Everyone should show these guys respect too. Just chill out. You're both legends. Well done, guys. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Right over here. Question for Anderson Silva. Anderson, you've had so many big fights with the bad guy over here to your right, big fights in Brazil, big fights in Las Vegas. When you think about this one with a new kind of fighter in Jake Paul, what's the energy like? Is it the same? Does it feel like just business? What is it like for you?
Yeah, it's the same energy, Fight is fight, I training for do my best and to hard fight, That's I training hard every day. That's I have my sparring come to Brazil to help me. The one friend of mine has come to Orlando to help me. And it's very tough. It's very tough fight. It's not joking.
This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Set Press. Jake Paul, you've made a lot of money from a young age. You've gone from beefing with other influencers to now you're about to step into the ring with one of the best fighters in combat sports history. When you take a step back and look at how your life has evolved in just a short time, what do you think about?
I think this is surreal. I think none of it makes any sense, but I dedicate it all to hard work, surrounding myself with an amazing team, and just chasing my goals every single day when I wake up in the morning, writing my goals on my mirror in my bathroom and looking at them every single day, and working 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days every single day to get to this point. So it means a lot, man, and it's so cool to be sharing the stage with these guys too. I watched Chael growing up, so all this is just fucking crazy.
All right, guys, last question, please. Please. You look very nice today, by the way. Very nice, please.
First question is for Jake. How are you doing, Jake?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for coming today.
Well, you're welcome. I'd like to ask you a question. Which round do you think you're going to knock out Mr. Silva?
I love you, Mama.
Oh, it won't go more than 5.
One more question, Mr. Jake. Do you mind if I take a picture with you guys at the end?
Yes, yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Okay.
Anderson, bro, I want to know your prediction for the fight.
Of course. Come on, man. Just 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Wait.
Yeah, I just have one.
Okay, Mom, come here. Give me this. What? Get this. Come here, Mom.
We're doing the picture right now.
Be careful. You see that? You love this kid, huh?
I love both of you guys.
Oh, okay, great. Come here. Let's go.
Wait, hold on. That doesn't go. Perfect.
Excuse me, Anderson and Jake. Hi, Logan Paul here from Logan Paul Vlogs.
Yeah.
I was wondering if, while you guys are still up there just standing close to each other like that, I could just get in a picture and we could recreate the picture that we took 13 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna come up there.
We should do that. What? Which side was that on?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Logan Paul has joined us, huh? Round of applause. Welcome, Logan.
Hey, today's my lucky day, isn't it?
Amazing day, Mom. And we appreciate you guys. Let's take a couple more questions. By the way, I feel like I gotta compliment the young lady. She went for it. I feel like I gotta tease her too. She asked for a picture. She had no camera. Can someone send that to her? Can we get her that? Oh, we have a piece of theater. Let me stand out of the way. I see your brother.
We want to recreate the picture.
Anderson, you're outnumbered. What happens here? Do I back you up? I mean, what are we doing here? I see 2 of them. Oh, I see. Maybe I need to back up.
Let me tell you something. You never come to my house, to my barbecue.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't think it was a sincere offer. If I knew I was really invited, and then I didn't know if your wife forgave me, it was a whole thing. That's the real answer why I didn't come.
You need to come, please.
In Brazil?
No, here. In Brazil, a lot of people try to kill you. People hate me, but I'm not. I love you, man.
I accept that. Thank you very much. By the way, Logan, you got me cured. What are we doing? We're just doing a photo? I feel like this is a moment, right?
Do you remember when we met in Ohio? Do you remember that picture?
I remember this picture. Remember, I say something for you. I say, bro, you can do anything in your life. Just do it. Remember that?
And then I fought you.
Let's go recreate
I haven't the foggiest idea what's happening, but apparently they did a photo about 14 years ago.
You got to go down.
When the Pauls were wrestlers out in Ohio, and apparently we're recreating that.
I think we got it.
All right, microphone. Getting told by Chris. All right, guys, you know what? We're going to wrap this up. We're going to carry this party over to Phoenix. Please check us out. And guys, if I may briefly as a community, we lost a young man yesterday. Theodore Elias, 34 years old, succumbed to liver cancer. And as a community, he kept it from us. He dealt with this privately like a true fighter. He came in short on this one. If we could just take a moment to acknowledge the passing of Theodore Elias, please. Guys, thank you very much for that. We are going to get these guys on stage. We're going to face them off for what apparently is now going to be the second photo ever, and we will see you all on the 29th, and we'll see you all from Phoenix tomorrow.
You guys gotta come back a little bit. Nobody's close to him. My man. You guys to stay down in front.
Crazy overseas.
Logan, stay down.
I've been in the crown.
No. Get out of me.
Set the future for my ass. This shit ain't cheap. Dirty. Bitch on me, you better not cheat. Shot of your deep, shot of your free. Whenever I walk, go to my feet, down to my last.
Thank you, everybody.
Amazing face-off. Oh shit, really? What did you see?
He's a killer. I see it in his eyes, man.
We have to bring him to an interview right now. Thank you so much.
I train Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely coach. And you also met my friend Michelle, little Korean girl. She boxes. You took a picture with her at some gym.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, a long time ago. Enjoy. Clear pen. That's it? Go.
I'm going down October 29th. I have a crazy tough opponent in front of me in Anderson Silva. And so that's my main focus right now.
For the fight, is it going to be trick or treat? Is it going to be a trick or a treat between you and Anderson Silva for the country?
What do you mean?
As far as, do you have anything
Are you saying
planned?
because it's like around Halloween?
Around Halloween,
yeah.
right.
Nah, it's going to be a treat. You know, I think this will be the biggest fight of the year. So I don't know what other event tops this. So I'm really excited for that, especially in the U.S. So the fans are in for something special.
We watched you get hungrier and hungrier for bigger and bigger fights. Here it is, the biggest fight of your career, man. Emotionally, how do you feel going into it?
Emotionally, I'm prepared. You know, I've been training this whole entire year. I was supposed to have 2 other fights, so we've been in shape. And I've made so much progress in the gym that I otherwise wouldn't have made. So this is a blessing in disguise, and it's just an honor to be here, and I'm more prepared than ever. And I think, you know, as far as 6 fights are concerned, any pro boxer in their 6th fight, I think this is the biggest 6th fight in the history of the sport.
Jake, speaking of something special, on Saturday, Anderson Gibb and McBrook gave us a pretty good special fight, man. Did you see it? I saw your Twitter, you were following it. What did you think?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You can't play boxing. Austin showed a lot of heart, but Gibb just wanted it more. And, you know, he got tired. McBroom got tired after 2 rounds. So you could be good for 2 rounds. You could be good for 3 rounds, but can you be good for the whole entire fight? And I think that's what Austin found out.
Gibb says he wants a rematch. Would you challenge him to a rematch?
If he beats KSI.
He says he won't do it though. They're friends, so he'll never.
Well, that's some pussy shit.
You won't. So there's no chance that'll happen then.
He's got to do something to like make me care, and like even just looking at these guys' skill levels, I'm on a whole different planet than these guys. You know, I'm going up against the combat sports GOAT. He's going up against a family channel vlogger. So it's just two different worlds, and I would beat Gibb. If we rematch, I would beat him again in one round. So the only way I would do it is if he beat someone like KSI, and then we came back and I made a bunch of money off of it.
Who
To be honest, I don't
next-
give a fuck.
next
Jake, what's the headline on the 30th? What's the headline in the news going to be? Sports World.
Jake Paul exterminates the spider in 4 rounds. Vicious KO. A vicious, respectful KO.
What are the betting lines right now on better?
I'm going to viciously,
Guys, we're gonna do one more
respectfully knock him
question.
out.
You've had so much heat in the previous 2 fights that we've seen you in with Woodley, Askren, put up on stage. Anderson Silva, so nice, so respectful. How does that mess with you at all mentally going into this fight? Are you going to feel bad if you knock him out really badly?
It doesn't mess with me, man. Like, I think he's a great guy. I've just had to treat the other opponents differently because they were talking shit. And I don't have respect for any of those guys, really. I like Tyron Woodley now. I think he's a dope guy. But in the lead up to our fights, you know, there was a lot of shit talking, so I had to handle that. I grew up watching the guy as an idol. Have a ton of respect for him. I think he has a ton of respect for me, and it's definitely a little bit different of a vibe. But to me, this press conference was more entertaining than all the other ones. So even though we weren't shit talking, it was way more entertaining.
Has there been a moment where you realize that an idol has become your rival?
What do you say to people that say Anderson Silva is just warmed up?
Next one, Jake.
What's your ROI on that?
Bro, this is not going to work. Are you going out Tyson Fury or not?
Look, all right. Tyson Fury. Your brother wasn't man enough to fight my brother. But I am man enough to wrestle you in the WWE. Brody, I know you're 7'4". I know you're 500 pounds. The size don't matter in that ring, in that square circle. Come meet me in the WWE and I'll take you out, cuz.
Here we go. I want to be in the center of that ring. Thanks for that, guys, always. Radio around here with Logan. Radio around here with Michael.
So look, I go into Ralph's store and I was shocked to see Prime. How'd you get Prime into Ralph's? That's massive.
Come on, bro. We got the best team in the world. We got the best partners in the world, the best distributors in the world. We actually have a distributor event in Vegas at the end of the month. And we're going to be doing a live impulsive show from there as well. So, yeah, we just pride ourselves on our relationships. And a great team.
It's a big deal to get in there. Now, this weekend, Canelo Triple G, what do you guys think?
We'll be there.
Who wins?
Dude, we have an opportunity to get Canelo, Triple G, and Eddie Hearn on our podcast on Thursday.
Wow.
But
a lot of other stuff
it's
going
tight,
on, which sounds crazy.
It's a logistic nightmare. I'd love to do it, but it looks like we're not going to be able to. Anyways,
I want to
that's
do
beside
that
the point.
show. Okay, in your guys' opinion, your number one guest you've ever had on your podcast?
I think it would be cool to do Kanye and Drake. No, that we've had?
That you've had.
Oh, that we've had on? I mean, dude, Mike Tyson.
Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Tyson, I'm going to say Tyson.
It's very horrible. He's experienced too much. So about 12, we'll bring it back.
He's coming up here on stage.
Oh, yeah?
Very good. Take care, dude.
How are you doing today? Okay.
I'm so happy.
What this was like?
Wow. When I started training boxing, start fighting, I just
try to do my best to prove my respect for this community, you know. And it's not easy. Boxing is not easy. Of course, the different sport is not easy. You know, in this level, it's not easy. But I try to do my best every day with my coach to prove my respect for the boxing community. You know, we have a lot of legends in this sport, and the people, say me and Jake and my brother, and the other fighters, MMA fighters, try to come in this sport and encourage some chant like that. That's something new. I try to show them that every day for boxing. For a long time, we've been drinking about really good. How do you feel about him as a boxer now? Well, a lot of people talk about this things, you know, and say, oh, mistakes and things and that, but it's done an amazing job. It opened the door for people to think about everything's possible, you know, and I'm so happy because I have one more chance to show you my work, show my job for my fans in the field, here, and the court, you know, and I'm so happy. And what are some strategies for you every training? Well, my strategy is just continue doing the work I do every day, you know, boxing is very interesting because we have the different techniques, and I use them, you know, I have all my friends coming to Brazil, the Olympics, the medal, come to help me, and the guys help me a lot, my footwork, for the movements, you know, and I introduced the bowls, different styles in my game. And I'm a because it helped me to think how much I can do more. And how do you feel about, you know, well, I try to do something very correct in her life. That's because I explain to my kids, I'm doing my best, and don't make a mistake when you don't want to say something. You want to take steps back, learn, and do your best, you know, and that's what I do every day, you know, I try to make something good and correct. Thank you so much. Good luck with you. Anderson, right here. Oh, Anderson, over here. Over here. You guys good? We'll do right here first. We'll get to you right here, no problem. How's it feel to have a big fight with Jake Paul? I'm so excited, buddy. I'm so excited. What were you thinking in the face-off, like when you guys were like face-to-face? Is he a lot bigger than like you've seen? Wow, you know, the face-off tell a lot of things about the fight, you know, and I think this amazing fight come. Now, Roy Jones said that if you beat Jake Paul, he would be open to do that fight with you. He told wow, you know, I need to say something. In my opinion, my personal opinion, Roy Jones is the best boxer ever. He's the best. I follow Roy Jones for years, you know, and it's my dream to fight with Roy Jones, you know, and maybe after that I can do this too, you know. I'm so excited. You know, this fight with Roy is a very interesting because I talking about that many years ago with Dana and Lorenzo, and the guys say no, you can't do that, and blah 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 blah. But now everything is possible.
Anderson, what do you say to people like in the back row that are saying you're a world fighter, that you're not a real opponent for Jake Paul?
Well, everybody can say everything, you know, but it's different when you come here. you prepare your body, you prepare your mind, you stay for 3-4 months for training and go to fight, you know? And a lot of people talking about me and Jay. So, but don't talk. Just do your best too, you know?
Anderson, initially a lot of fighters didn't take too well to Jake Paul getting into the fight game because he was a YouTuber. Did you ever share that opinion about Jake Paul, or have you always respected what he's done?
Listen, everybody needs to respect these both kids. Why? Because the kids open the mind and open the door for everybody think about something, you know? And that's the problem. That's the people try to attack these guys because the kids open the door for something new one, you know? And let's go do it. Doing something. Doing this show for the people.
Would you say you are happy? Are you happy for Jake Paul? Are you happy for him and the success he's attained?
Yeah, of course. You know, the problem for the people, the human beings, is when something close to you, behind you, don't make successful. Oh, is it good? It's okay. But when other people make successful, you say, oh, it's terrible people. Why? You know, you need to stay happy when the people make successful. And of course, I'm happy.
Anderson, you're a legend. Are you risking your reputation if you lose to Jake Paul?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I come here to do my best. I train hard every day, and fight is fight. You know, and you have the people say, oh, he's not a real fighter or not. But when you go inside the ring, the joke is stop. You go to kill, you go to die. That's the point.
What round are you going to knock out Jake Paul?
What do you say?
What round are you going to knock out Jake Paul?
I don't know. But I promise I go fight very, very, very hard. You go see the different Anderson probably.
Are you gonna get a knockout?
Guys, last one. I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Last one right here.
Well, who's your next fight?
Anderson,
I don't know.
What's the headline going to be on the 30th? On the morning of the 30th, when we wake up, what's the headline the morning after the fight?
The headline is, you love something, do your best. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
Anderson, just do it. Just do a quick shout out to TMZ.
TMZ Sports.
Right. TMZ. Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to guys here again and follow me for many, many years. And I need to say thank you so much and kiss for everybody in TMZ.
Can we go to TMZ Sports?
TMZ Sports. I love you guys.
Anderson, can we go on for FightHype TV?
Last one.
For FightHype TV.
FightHype TV.
FightHype TV.
FightHype TV. Guys, thank you so much.
Anderson,
Stay tuned.
He says he's going to knock you out in 5.
What do you say?
He said he's going to knock you out in 5. What do you think?
I think everything you can talk. You have a mouth, you can talk.
I did a poll on my website. 50,000 people voted. 70% pick you to win. How does that make you feel?
I feel so happy. Thank you, guys. Thank you for support.
Anderson, can you still KO a guy going backwards?
Belly's going to take him.
Forrest Griffin KO, doggy. What's up, dog?
No, the customer is not always right. Right. That's the president. Right. Yeah.
But I'm not.
I'm really going to have to put my hearing. I'm his biggest problem, right? I'm the only one putting out back to back. I'm the only one.
No. But like, what? But why?
How you feeling about the match?
Man, bro. And the thing is, man, is like, you good? That shit was
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, you big fight after big fight after
Yeah.
big fight. You think I got a couple minutes?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna do a little video.
Yeah, that arena wasn't filled. No, that hurt. They only got here. That's crazy. We'll tap in. What's up?
What's up? Strong up from FightHype.com. I'm
What's
here
good?
with my man Jalen Love.
What up? What's
Big
good? We
fight
back at it again. What's this?
FightHype, man.
No. But what we do this every. Obviously, we couldn't do it for the live.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is solid. Yeah.
I mean,
we always get
solid,
we
man.
always get a good one in. Let's get it.
Back to back.
Yes, sir.
Pay per view. So Anderson Silva, let's talk about it.
Fucking goat.
what can you say? I mean, you saw the press conference. That's probably the nicest shit you ever seen, right?
Yeah.
It was like a family reunion. Hey, remember me? Like, but yeah, obviously the job still has to be done. You know, we got to go out there and assert ourselves. And, you know, Jake has been training extremely hard. He understands who's in front of him. You know, what pedigree, where this guy comes from. And, you know, Jake is mentally and physically prepared to do what he has to do.
Now, obviously, you guys are preparing for a big man, Rahman, but now you're facing a UFC, they said UFC GOAT. Is this like the tougher opponent that you would say?
Well, yeah, he's a southpaw. We never faced a southpaw before. A tricky southpaw, not just any southpaw. He's a tricky southpaw. You know, he does some great things, setting up shots. You know what I mean? So I think that this is much more dangerous than what we were facing before. Between Tommy and Hassan,
Do you feel like, this fight's kind of on a short notice, even though you have weeks out? It's like, were you guys already kind of preparing with the southpaws for a while and doing that?
We were. We went through camp. Obviously, it didn't happen. And we figured, why stop and slow it down? You know what I mean? Let's keep going and do what we got to do and make the biggest fights happen. And obviously, Anderson Silva was damn game, and he pulled up and was like, yeah, let's do it.
Now, obviously, you're a boxer, and you've been supporting Jake and on this journey and things like that. A lot of these MMA guys come over boxing, and it looks like they're getting their biggest paydays and stuff like that. Is this something that, like, you're helping, showing fighters in another sports, the newer sport, how to get that money? And
if you, even like Anderson Silva, I'm using for example, right? This guy can box. He knows mixed martial arts. He knows the full spectrum of being a combat warrior, athlete. And so, he's able to get a paycheck here and get a paycheck there. Why not broaden your horizon by doing everything instead of just one thing? You know what I mean? So here it is. He's still at the age he is, still in great shape, still have the skills, and he can fucking go out there and get a bag. Why not? Right?
Now, obviously, we're not going to talk about breakdowns of the game plan, but can we have a prediction on how this fight goes?
Oh, yeah. I don't see it going past 5 for me.
Is it a good 5, though? Is it a good 5?
Oh, it's a good 5. I mean, listen, it's never... You talking about Anderson Silva. Every show he goes out and put out a good performance. Y'all see Jake the same way. So it makes for a great fight. Skills pay the bills. Let's see what happens.
Not looking past the opponent, but obviously Nate kind of hinted, like, I'm out the UFC and we'll come over to another sport. Is that maybe lined up?
Whatever, man.
Is that easy money?
Whatever, man. You already know. You was up. My boy keep going crazy. Yeah, no, for sure. All right, my boy, take it easy. Yeah, we want all the smoke, man. We've been looking for it. We ain't fought this year. Shit, we hungry. You feel me? What's up? Hell yeah.
And then my last question before I let you go, obviously, they have that criticism about not fighting a boxer. Like, in this case, he's been sparring boxers. He's been in the ring with boxers. But on a big stage on pay-per-view, do you feel like that boxer is coming soon? It's just circumstances?
He wants it regardless. He wants it regardless. Nothing has nothing to do with any of us. Jake wants to beat the boxer. Jake wants to fight a boxer. And crazy, we've tried it twice. We've tried it 3 times. 2 with one guy, 1 with another. And it didn't happen. And that's not on our end. We're giving these guys the most money they ever made, the biggest opportunity they ever had. It's an easy yes, and you're supposed to go. Whatever the situation, the stipulations these guys put in for themselves hurts them and the fight doesn't happen. It's not up to us. The kid wants to fight a fighter. You gotta let an animal eat. So I'm gonna let him eat. You feel me? If that's what he wants, cool. But whatever's in play and whatever makes sense, we're gonna take it.
Well, let the fans where they can tune in to keep more up with you and where they get the fight at.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Showtime pay-per-view. You feel me? Paul versus Silva. This is a lot of people want to see. So here it is. Come October 29th, Arizona. We in the building. Let's do it.
Awesome seeing you.
You already know. My boy.
Another one in the books.
Let's get it.
Many more to come.
Currently, I'm this one. I know that Did they go ham in a fight? No, like he was just joking. He was like, "I go in there and joke."
And then I think in December I'm coming back out.
All right, I think we just cleaned up the LA press conference, y'all. My boy Frankie's been running around too, right there. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Frankie right there, and I'm gonna do a little creep shot right here. You see this? My boy Frankie right there, he hustling. He been killing it. The Luis Ortiz, Wilder. Hold on, he working right now. I'm over here, somewhat goofing around, but. Hey, yo, why you saying that, Frank? I just gotta give you your flowers, my guy. You've been killing it, man.
Oh, sorry, are you filming?
Yeah, I'm filming the GOAT.
I wanted your handle.
Uh-oh.
FightHype.
That's the GOAT right there right now, man. He been killing it. He did all the TikTok, YouTube, Austin McBroom, Gibbs, and the Andy Ruiz Wilder. He caught that GOAT moment with Wilder. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of his personal space, but I just have to let everyone know who the GOAT has been. Keeping boxing live on his back. So, yeah. But, yo, he got a lot of stuff. He got a lot of Logan Paul that wasn't on the live. You know, he was getting a whole bunch of the Jake Paul scrum. You know, this right here, this one's different. This Anderson Silva, Jake Paul, Anderson Silva. You can flip them around. This one's a good one, you know? I know there's a lot of criticism and things about what they say about he's not a fighter or MMA fighter or 47, whatever. Nah, this is a good fight for both these guys, and I'm interested. So, and this is another chapter, you know, in both these guys' lives. Can Anderson Silva avenge Woodley in MMA and the UFC and then continue his boxing journey, or can Jake Paul just continue to just get a name after another name after another name, you know? So this is gonna be over here on Showtime. We're gonna be here at the next press conference in Phoenix tomorrow, so stay tuned, all right? So check it out. I'm gonna talk to you guys straight up. You guys stay locked in tomorrow. We're going live at Phoenix for that press conference as well, and we're also gonna have the Triple G Canelo grand arrivals. So you don't want to miss. Stay locked on here. We got all the boxing stuff, everything you want to see locked in. So we're gonna be tuning out.